Welcome back to Apollo Justice, and we're on part 54 now. And in this part, we're going to start our excursions through the Mason system. Basically, the Mason system is where you can travel between two distinct eras, 7 years ago, or the present day in which Phoenix is going around and...
The nightmare trial was over.
I can't speak for you guys, but this game has officially died for me.
It didn't already? And the new
Well,
nightmare figuring
that was
out
the
what had
last
happened
straw.
had just begun.
That was by far the last and hardest to swallow.
Again, it hadn't already happened for you the first time you played this?
No, I mean, like, you know, that particular moment of the game, like even when I first played it, that's when the game officially died.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Phoenix, since, you know, we officially fucked up with him, he wants to have revenge and closure of some kinds.
It's weird. Anyway, thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision.
Yeah, basically they said, Phoenix, you've been a very naughty boy, fuck you, we're taking your badge, goodbye.
It's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away.
But we can't present it anymore to people.
So let me get this straight. The prosecutors dictate the salaries of the detectives, but bars detect whether or not defense attorneys get fired?
Well, to be fair,
kind of legal system is this?
Japanese one, apparently.
True. Also, to be fair, review bars also do decide if a prosecutor loses their badge or whatnot, too.
Also, Trucy's still adorable.
Yep.
Ah, I'm so glad you came. Fuck off.
You okay, Daddy? They're picking on you.
If only I'd known.
This game is picking on the fan base.
Yeah, don't worry, Pedro, we understand your plight.
Oh yeah, trust me. Most fans were not too happy with this. I wasn't an Ace Attorney fan back in the day, but even I heard rumblings about this.
No, like I said last part, Jova, back in when this first came out, there was of course the usual, you know, phase 1 denial, you know how it is.
I really do feel like I'm lucky that I became an Ace Attorney fan thanks to Tio in 2014. And look at me now I'm the bigger Ace Attorney fan. That's young man to you. Though still thanks, Tio, all the same.
You're welcome.
I mean, I'd been eyeing it before, but I was never interested until we started the whole commentating gig.
Thanks, my first show's today after all.
Oh, we're growing up so fast.
Ironically, actually, Pedro, before you joined on, Tio was gonna be the latent player.
Holly was curious about it.
Ha, get it?
Yeah.
Curious Village. 2 weeks had passed since then. I called her into my office.
Wait, 2 weeks after? So what was Trucy doing?
Orphanage.
During those... Oh, right.
It's not like he could have swooped her up right there at the moment anyway. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about.
Look, your dad was a piece of shit, so I'll be your daddy.
Oh, we have not yet begun to get into how much of a piece of work her father was yet. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared.
Literally.
How much you want to bet that Zak disappearing probably didn't help the review board decision for Phoenix's badge? We need to start thinking about your future and mine, but right now it's about you.
I don't think Trucy's wanting to talk today, Nick.
I, did some calling around. This is hard to say, but...
I've lost my badge!
I lost my badge. None of my friends are around. You have no living relatives.
Oh yeah, sure, Robert. By the way, Trucy, you've got no living relatives.
They took his job.
So... I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while.
Oh, I get it. It's like, but it's only one night, and then she stays forever.
Just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back soon.
The war will be over by Christmas, boys.
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah, you know, okay. Thankfully, we're done with Jerkus Phoenix because, surprisingly, during this entire investigation, he's back to the Phoenix we all know and love, and that gets a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even gradual development. It's just like an on and off switch.
Of course, it's totally your choice, and I do
Because it-
actually enjoy the. And hey, here we finally get what we wanted: him
Because it
bonding with.
worked- Anyways, because it worked so well with Fang and Fairfin's rap, didn't it?
Oh God, this is nowhere near as bad, but it definitely does ring of that. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. Oh God, this is so
Just
weird.
don't send her
I
to
never
Larry,
imagined I
please.
could possibly become a father this early.
Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you.
Oh.
He told me that your hair was so spiky, you nearly got done for attempted murder when you fell on someone.
Don't try to cheer me up. My hair-making days are are over.
He said I could trust you.
Oh, nice.
Aww.
That's like
Yeah,
the one. That's like the one good thing he did throughout this entire game.
Trust, tell her, trust me.
Huh?
Well, he's a
Really?
better father than he is. So yeah.
Like I said, we have only just begun with that guy.
So, if I stay here,
And again, believe it or not, there's someone that's far worse in this case.
We'll
There
get
it
to
is.
it.
Yeah, at least I think so.
We'll get to it.
Oh.
does that mean you'll be my family?
Well, it's not like you have any other options right now.
Well, there's always the orphanage, but who wants that?
I mean, at least it's not a British orphanage.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I guess so. Aww. What a shock! Seeing Phoenix interact with Trucy father and daughter style is more fun than... Okay, I get it. It can't all be fun in games. Still, I wish we got to see more of this.
I'll throw in my 2 cents about that when we're done with this particular investigation scene.
Getting weirder.
Mr. Attorney?
You don't need to call
What's
me
your-
Mr. Attorney.
Is that okay if you tell me your name?
You know my name.
Well, I'm still calling you Mr. Attorney, so...
Actually, why don't you call me Nick?
As in your Nick.
Mr. Attorney was my father.
Or you can call me Daddy if you'd like. It doesn't have to be today or anything. I'm not quite sure if it'll ever catch on.
Okay, so, Daddy?
Oh!
Oh, that was quick.
She
Children's coping
she
mechanism.
gets over her actual father very quickly.
I get the feeling she's
Well, the father is
crying
not
on the
dead.
inside.
The father's not. Well, the father is not
True.
dead.
He's not dead. That was quick. Yes?
If I move here, I have to switch schools, right?
Don't worry, it'll be the only time, we swear.
So Phoenix has to pay more stuff.
And I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year.
Oh!
So that would mean you have to pay like £400.
Not if she moves to another school, she doesn't.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
they'll-
Phoenix has the time to make pack lunches. He doesn't have a job anymore.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Daddy.
In fact, you're not even supposed to have a law office anymore. The landlord comes in and evicts him.
Please,
Jesus.
for the love of God. Although,
Them and Charlie.
you know, funnily enough, whenever we now look at the offices, we're looking at it from the other room. But never this room for some reason.
Hashtag protect Charlie.
Ah. Yeah, that's the thing. Charlie gets moved to the other room, too.
Oh, and this office? It's a little blah.
Blah!
Look, I'll have you know,
Mia will
2001.
have a lot of things to say.
I'll have
about
you know, a
this.
woman died in this office.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, but I'd rather not dishonor her memory.
A little color goes a long way, you know.
So, which means time for a redecorating montage.
No. There isn't one, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on your point of view.
Ah.
if this were Ace Attorney 5 or 6 where there are anime cutscenes, then maybe, but
Oh, and Daddy, you got fired from work, right?
don't
Yes,
rub it
to
in!
put it
Just sprinkle
lightly.
some salt on the wound, and there you go. So
Yes,
tasty.
the career that I've worked the majority of my life just to get, and now I'll probably never get to do for the majority of my life, is gone. But at least I saved my best friend.
Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this.
Yeah, that's an
Aw.
interesting thing. We never see Edgeworth's reaction to any of this.
We don't see anyone's reactions. Not Lotta, who would so be on the scoop. Not, Will Powers, the guy who's pretty much one of Phoenix's best friends for how much he's helped him.
Or Larry, for example.
Heck, not even Gumshoe! Heck, not even Gumshoe! Gumshoe of all people! You remember Gumshoe, who Phoenix actually tried to help after Gumshoe was temporarily fired by
No, he's
Franziska?
just there in the trial for 2 seconds, like, I'm in the game, see ya.
I'm still in the
I'm 8.
franchise.
Oh, she's 8 at this time, so technically younger than Pearl is at the moment, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But don't let appearances deceive you.
Look, I've had a 7-year-old do plenty of amazing things. I don't underestimate kids.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Sideways glance.
She's reflecting.
I'm a young professional.
Who isn't in this universe?
Well, I mean, they get medical
All
PhDs
these
at 8.
peoples are very
Awkward
precocious.
Zombie made that joke, like, where while Athena was saying, hey, I'm 18 and I got an attorney's badge, and Paul was like, shh, we're trying to hear the new prosecutor. The prosecutor's a toddler.
Yeah.
Stick with me, and you'll do just fine, Daddy.
And I'll never go hungry again? Sure, why not?
I mean, that's the thing. Gumshoe could help, but he can't afford instant noodles, so...
Again, it's weird, going off of the ending of Investigations 2, but we'll get to that eventually. Well, fan translation anyway. We'll just do it the Mother Freeway. Ah, thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? And she will be with the Wright Anything Agency later on.
And so you can...
Agency.
So you can
Anyway,
partially...
let's check our evidence just to be sure the badge is gone.
You can't present any more to
Oh,
badge.
God.
First
Oh,
of
hi,
all,
Charlie.
Thank you. Thank goodness you're
see,
gonna
The
examine.
badge is
Oh
gone.
no, it's
Oh,
not
God.
there.
No!
That's the biggest tragedy of this.
This
There
is
you-
I
terrible!
can't present the badge anymore. Thank you, game, for ruining my one bit of fun.
A moment of silence, please.
My mentor's
That's
favorite
a-
planet. Speaking of moments of silence,
Is it said that this is the most dramatic thing that this game has gotten so
I can't present the badge anymore.
I
No.
know. That's the saddest part of all this.
I
You
guess
should've
watering
taken the
Charlie's my
opportunity to
only
present
real
it when you had
job
the
now.
Poor
Yeah,
Phoenix.
and I don't think people would buy a game naming Phoenix Wright.
Wait! I have a child now! I can't feed Trucy like a plant! God, I'm a wreck. Again,
But yeah, if I had to guess that part of the reason why Phoenix becomes this
Probably.
homo.
look,
Phoenix doesn't understand how kids work.
well,
Also,
thankful.
about it seeming like she's
It's
already
a
in
kid,
charge.
it's not rocket
Welcome.
science.
About it seeming that she's already in charge. Welcome to having a daughter, Phoenix.
Oh, God. As soon as they pop out, there'll be a calling.
We run this place.
My desk. Not that I have any reason to sit there anymore.
I haven't got a job anymore.
I guess
Crawling in my
Trucy can
skin,
use
these
it.
wounds they will not heal.
You know what? Okay, I'll give Phoenix this. He at least does have he has validation to mope because let's not forget
Bro.
he worked his butt off to get this job, and yeah, he technically has accomplished his dream. All jokings aside about it turning out that it was partially on a lie because of Larry, he still did love the job. In fact, he learned what it meant to be an attorney in Ace Attorney 2, and God knows he solidified it all in Ace Attorney 3. Now, imagine you're playing this before Ace Attorney 5, which was 5 years later, came out. As far as fans knew, Phoenix's role as an attorney was done, and ended in such a terrible way.
Yeah.
Especially considering that this case takes place not even like 2 or 3 months after the final case of Trials and Tribulations.
Yeah, that's the thing that really stings. Like, it happened so soon afterwards, not even that long. I wonder if the view looks different now that I'm not wearing my old badge. Ah, the Gatewater Hotel.
Punished Phoenix.
Well, he does have a costume like that in Spirit of Justice.
You, Daddy.
The Gatewater Hotel, one of my first ever cases. My second case. A tragic case. Thanks. She must have learned a lot of words from her parents. Wonder who her mother was.
It's not important.
Guess so. Now, what about
Right, I
that?
think that's enough examining. Let's do some talking now about the now ex-attorney's office.
So, Daddy, you got fired from being a
We get it!
Hey, Teo, you know the plot? Remember what the plot is right now?
Well, yeah, them's the breaks. You could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that.
Yeah, but the animators forgot to do that, Sprite.
I guess. It's actually kind of hard for me. For Daddy.
Now you're referring to yourself in the first person now?
Daddy's going to have a little breakdown eventually, just saying.
You're not The Rock. Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy.
No, because The Rock's actually paid.
A lot.
Yep. More than I'll probably ever
Wait.
be.
Is that foolish pride?
Eh?
What is she talking about specifically?
My other daddy always used to talk about that.
Oh.
As in they're being stubborn for prideful reasons.
Oh, okay. No, I thought she was referring to like an object, like the painting in the background.
In the background.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
All right, that's like the one good thing one other thing he got right, I guess.
So here's my idea. We'll make a new office. You got
I can imagine it now. You got no badge, you got no job, you don't even have a proper assistant. Unless you got a weird bracelet on you, count me the hell out of this.
Yeah, again, the comparison with these and Blues Brothers 2000s are so rampant.
It really does feel like an Ace Attorney game, but without the passion. Granted, I have no idea what was going through the minds of the 3 or so writers, but dang.
Again, I'm almost confident that Takumi wanted to kill the franchise with this.
He didn't necessarily want to kill it, it's just as far as he was concerned, Phoenix's story was over. He had a perfectly new story in mind. The issue started popping up when they forced Phoenix in, and then after they forced...
I can still sense a lot of animosity behind this kind of script.
I'm gonna guess it's like, well, when you get down to it, at least half of the script was either changed to fit in Phoenix, or affected by the executive mandate regarding the new court system, because Japan was finally starting to wisen up at the time to at least allow some form of jury.
I mean, that would make sense. Ace Attorney's mostly been like a parody of Japan's legal system.
Yeah, you know, that in of
Something
itself...
that I think that's the problem people have with the Yamazaki games. Like, kind of just forgot that bit.
Yeah.
I think the big problem as well. I think the big problem as well is that if they incorporated a proper jury system, the classic gameplay that we know of as Attorney wouldn't really work anymore.
Not necessarily. Greatest Attorney has shown there is a way to do something like that, though, to be fair, that's more of a fantastical setting of it. However, I will say this, though. I think what I do is just have it set. The jury system is still around, so things are getting better, but we still have traditional law, you know, I mean, like, well, I mean, plenty of law systems can have different forms of, you know...
Yeah.
Judgings and whatnot. I will say, I can see why people are a bit miffed that the jury system pretty much never gets mentioned after this game. I mean, they didn't necessarily have to write it out entirely. Anyway, you mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent? And well, my talents included...
Surviving injuries? Maybe you can do that, a stuntman.
You've got me, don't you? I'm a professional.
I can't have you doing all the work. What kind of father would I be for that?
A father who has no other idea what to do.
What, Layton? I mean, have you seen his son Matt on guard and how that turned out?
I told you he's not my son.
Okay, what about Alfendi? How's he doing?
Sorry, Jovo, we're pretending
He's a
Alfendi doesn't exist right now.
I don't know,
Actually,
Tio.
we're not.
Lady
Actually-
Layton says
Actually not,
otherwise.
Lady Layton confirmed that it's canon.
Yep.
Okay.
I just don't speak of him because he
Well,
it's
again,
canon. The anime explains why.
Layton Brothers pretty much tells that Christmas dinner with the Layton family may be very awkward.
Oh, very, very, very awkward.
After all, I am directly descended from the famous Zak Gramarye.
Trust me,
People's
you're gonna
with the
regret
red
that
text,
later
though.
on. Directly descended. Of course, he's your father.
Fancy terms, though.
Yeah.
But how can you say no to that smile?
Aww. You know, I'm gonna be quite honest.
Oh,
Oh, go on.
I know I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright.
Okay.
That's not how it works.
works.
Oh, well, technically she is. In name.
You
Well-
know, when she said that she was in charge, she actually meant it. She pretty much
I
rearranged
think an
Phoenix life
8-year-old
here.
just massaged my ego.
Aww.
Where's she been my entire life? But you know, I'm just
Not
gonna,
here.
you know, we brought up another point way earlier, and I think now's a good point to bring it up. I think this game could have been a lot better if this was about Trucy, a magician also trying to follow in her father's footsteps, as a lawyer herself trying to avenge her father. Sure, some people may think it may feel like a retread of Mia's story, but let's honestly think about this. We know more about Trucy as a character than we do Apollo as a character. Like,
Yeah, and if I have to be honest, Jova, I'm just glad that even if it's a 4K, so we're finally developing this character, because up until this point I was so uninvested in her.
yeah,
No
that's
kidding.
yeah. It's like I said, Trucy's story definitely does come up to bubble, and it's part of why fans like her throughout the games. It also does start here. Again, her story gets fleshed out better than Apollo's, and honestly, think about it. I mean, Trucy
Also, we get insult to injury for that later on, I believe.
that too. Yeah, I mean, see, here's the thing. Trucy, again, imagine a magician as a lawyer. That does sound like an already interesting gimmick of it in and of itself, but Trucy could be so endearing, adopted or not. Again, the daughter of Phoenix Wright being playable or whatnot. Granted, that's not all there is to it, it's just when you get down to it, the story centers around both her and Phoenix. Whereas Apollo just kind of gets sucked into things. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Technically, that's all it was for Phoenix in the first game, except no. Even Phoenix had ties to DL6, and yeah, technically Apollo does have some things tying him to all this, but it's in the loosest sense possible. Whereas Phoenix was he wasn't directly, but Phoenix was also part of the people affected by DL6. More so, he was affected by one of the people caught up in DL6, Miles Edgeworth. Which is why, you know, we sort of empathize with Phoenix, and what helps Miles Edgeworth's own development. Whereas here, we're playing against Apollo. Sure, we find out way later that Clavier was attached to the tragedy that involved Phoenix's job being lost, except Clavier hasn't had what we would call the most consistent of development.
If anything, development for Clavier is being backward.
Yeah, see, Edgeworth was the absolute jerk and dick. It was satisfying to get to beat him. Yet with each passing case, he slowly became more better, to the point where it turned about
Also,
goodbyes,
Japanese reference.
Let me
go.
guess, there was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top. Ah ha 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 ha.
It's a legend of the carp that times back the waterfall becomes a dragon. It's basically the whole thing where Magikarp and Gyarados originated from Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Ugh, I shouldn't have brought it up so soon.
So I'm guessing
Too soon.
Zach and Valent's stand routine is a parallel to Siegfried and Roy.
Possibly.
I wonder what'll happen to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone.
You'll get to be in 2 more games afterwards.
Mommy?
Yeah, what happened to the mother?
That's a good question. Yeah, what about Mommy?
Well, we'll find that out later on.
I haven't heard anything about Trucy's mother.
There was no mother.
That's impossible
He's
unless...
an empty child.
But I have my magic.
Oh.
And a great daddy, even if he is unemployed.
Oh,
You know...
it's both
You are
heartwarming and
precious.
insulting at the same time.
Yeah.
How can you do that?
Again, no need to rub the fact in. We know he's unemployed.
Well, it feels more just truthful, and her being a kid may not know the ramifications.
You know, things are going to be okay, I think. I hope.
Depends on how you look at it.
I mean, it's not like something could happen in the future.
Like, I'm gonna quote Final Fantasy VII Machina Bridged here. Tifa says, "Come on, Sid, cheer up. Dreams don't have expiration date." And the case Sid immediately, "Life does." There you go.
Yeah. So, Trucy, you're a professional.
Yes, it's... Oh, it's like that thing they say.
That your favorite figure is genre, no?
Fuck this game, Pedro Duarte 2018.
What does that have to do with professionalism?
Whereas I was already-
2019, Dwibs.
Whereas I was already saying that back in 2009.
Oh, so a
yeah,
year
up-
after
up-
the game
it's
came
an-
out.
It's an updated
Maybe
quote.
Frog
Was it?
Be
Wait, was it
wrong?
2009 or was it 2008?
Oh, the game came out in 2008, 2007 in Japan, I think. I don't know. I think it may have been one of those
2008.
day off things.
2008 then. I don't even remember.
Oh my
It's
god!
10
I just
years-
realized
this
this game
this
is
thing
over
is
10
10
years
years.
old.
Yeah, this game is. We're now playing this in the 10th anniversary of this game.
I
Joyful.
always thought it was funny, though.
Happy 10th anniversary for the game, which is the reason we never got a mainline series game for like 5 years.
God.
The 6 years, actually.
Yeah, 60 if you're
Maybe
counting the
Frog's
2007
called
release.
Yeah, they're called that.
Yes, they are, Trucy.
Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid.
Yeah, some people don't
Okay.
always have the right ideas.
Yeah.
Just talk to your kids. Don't try to assume what they think. Right, so in conclusion...
Yeah, let's try to wrap the things up.
You're a professional magician, Trucy.
But she already said that in one sentence.
That's right.
Professional at the age of 8.
Can you magic up some sandwiches for us, please?
And some money.
Can you magic up a paycheck for Gumshoe?
Lives, we're resorted to a point where we're basically using the same request that Fang asked in Faith and Seraph.
Well,
That's how
well,
desperate we are.
want to see a trick?
Eh?
Would you like to see a magic
You're
trick?
going to do a
Well-
magic trick.
Well, allow me to simulate that. Meat! Give me something meaty!
Actually, I would like to see your trick.
I mean, something to cheer up Phoenix might as well.
Heck, cheer up both of them. The future of the agency depends on it, after all.
Let's see what the tarot has to say.
Oh,
It's the
I-
tower.
That reminds me actually, Shiroi. Remember when you were saying that the whole "give me meat" thing, and you were wondering if he's trying to say that he likes. Well, remember there's a annoying ending in the Evil Goddess Shroud, so maybe you got it right.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go, guys.
Alright.
Ready? Here it goes. Ta-da!
Tang.
I pulled a
Eight.
better game.
Oh, hello.
Mr.
There
Hat.
it is.
Hey, folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seeing.
Yeah, we haven't seen you since the second case.
Yeah, you came in handy during that.
Ha.
Yuck!
Phoenix died.
Well, you wouldn't think that was hidden in that hat, I mean.
Whoa, that was startling. You managing to fit that entire thing under your cape.
Also supporting that on your head?
The amazing Mr. Hat. Isn't he great?
How's Trucy not developed backache after all that time?
She's really that strong.
Magician skills as well, but yeah. to wonder what that pole puppet
Why
is
is Mr.
collapsible.
Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat at your service.
Mr. Hat, Mr. Hat. Assist the magicians just like that. Can he pop out of a cape? Yes, he can. Look out, Abe. Here is. Life is a great big hang up. He certainly makes an impression.
True.
That's the idea.
Well done.
But with his mouth agape, it looks like he's gonna.
Doesn't he? I'm so glad you like him, Daddy. He'll be sticking around.
Although you might need a few more tricks. I don't think you can keep. I don't think you can keep feeding yourselves just by going off of one thing.
Should we tell?
That's okay. That's okay. I have these magic panties.
Though my routines do get a bit heady at times. Ah, get it? Heady?
Funny.
Because his name's Mr. Hat, and
Yeah,
he has
yeah,
his
yeah.
hat on his head.
My friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat nearly gave me a heart attack.
Hey, it
Oh.
rhymes.
Yeah, it is.
The amazing
Amazing
Mr.
Mr.
Hat
Hat.
added to the court record.
Wait, how can we add to the court record if we're not an attorney anymore?
I don't know. Could you tell me about your mommy? I'm an attorney in name only now. Could you tell me about your mommy, if it's okay?
Mommy was so pretty.
Yeah. I know how you feel. I mean, my parents are still alive, but everyone else around me seems to have dead parents.
She was like an angel up on stage.
I'll be right. Hang on. It's just the thingy was on red, but now it's on green all of a sudden.
On stage? You
Oh,
mean
it's for you
with
as
your
well?
daddy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, same actually.
It depends.
okay,
If your
so-
voice connection's getting a bit fuzzy, it may do that.
Yeah, it is to me. Like, I guess it's just a Discord general thing.
Yep.
Right?
She was
She
always
was
there
always
with. Oh.
there. She was always there with Zach and Colin, smiling.
Aww. Oh, so she was also a part of Troop Gramarye.
Well, it's not
Gramarye.
supposed to-
She's on
We
two
apologize-
grammar.
We apologize, everybody. It seems
But
like the
then
connection is back to.
she went
normal.
away.
Discord burped.
Yeah.
Went away.
Gone with the wind.
It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake.
Ooh.
She pulled a bomb out of her hat and the bomb exploded in her face.
Yeah.
Or she messed up the trick so badly that they divorced.
Damn, that'd be some really petty reason.
Well,
She
Troop
vanished.
Gramarye seems to be awfully
I guess She
strict.
didn't know how to get back.
Ooh.
Is that what your father told you?
Missing mother. Wouldn't be the first companion of mine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe so.
I cried then. A lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
Hmm.
Oh well.
That's when Daddy gave me this. Here.
A locket.
But what's in the locket? That's the mystery.
Hmm.
It's.
No.
This is your mother? Huh, she's beautiful.
You know, it looks a bit. I get a sense of deja vu here from them.
Yes, same.
Does seem a bit familiar.
Hmm.
Her name's Thalassa.
Thalassa.
Thalassa Gramarye.
She used to be
Uh-huh.
called.
She used to be called Thalassa, but that was stupid, so we changed the name.
Who gives their kid the first and middle name the same?
Mario.
No. That's first and last name. Poor girl. I didn't know her mommy had gone missing. And now her daddy's vanished too. Right
Well,
before
remember,
her
Java.
eyes.
Well, remember, Joe, before the Super Mario Bros. Movie came about, there was actually an interview back in the 80s in America where a representative of Nintendo America did specifically got asked, so what's their name? Is that Mario? What is their name? Mario or something? Because they're the Mario Brothers? And the Nintendo representative literally said, no, it's just Mario and Luigi. There's no last name. But then, of course, like the morons that made the movie didn't get that memo, so...
Well, there is also the fact that the
Pedro.
game Mario Brothers literally does have their names like that.
Pedro, bear in mind that one of the people behind that movie were Nintendo themselves.
Well, that's the thing, Dwibs.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You're right, you can't even do magic. You're like a backup plan.
Again, the real life parallels are just uncanny. Phoenix was the backup plan for Capcom because I don't know, they really needed the money after X8 didn't do all that well.
It really
Yeah,
is
you always like to have a
astonishing
backup
how at
plan.
some point Ace Attorney became famous as one of the few franchises Capcom wasn't trying to kill, and that was only after it came back from the mainline hiatus. I guess all I rate as is a backup plan.
Yeah, from KG and the
So, Trucy is partially responsible for turning Phoenix into a hobo.
Yeah, thanks, Trucy.
To be fair, she had no idea that evidence was, well, as
No,
diabolical.
I mean her taking all the responsibility and saying Phoenix, oh, don't worry, you don't have to. You can just relax.
Oh, he still does his own stuff, as you saw with the old poker deal here and there. The reason he became a hobo was just because Fallen Angel and all that. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that.
It's okay. After all, we're family.
We're
Aw.
family. We're family.
That we are.
Yep. A family that can act a bit weird towards strangers, but yeah.
I just hope you're ready.
Ready
saw.
ready for 7 years of nothing.
I found out where I came from, and
The Wright Talent Agency opens tomorrow.
Okay then.
What about the wrong talent agency?
Wait, what? But are we representing anyone?
Charlie.
Oh yeah, Charlie.
Me and you. That makes 2, Daddy.
Aww.
1 + 1 = 2.
Well done. That's one of the Trucy's talents. Maths.
Guess magicians gotta be good with that. They're mathematicians after all. I think you need more than that to make an agency.
Okay, yeah. If we throw a Charlie, that's free.
Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent.
Why not try the piano? I'm sure that'll work great for you.
Just do those online courses.
Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at.
Again,
Yeah.
surviving injuries, you can be a good stuntman.
Yeah, be a stuntman. You could fall on your head, and the worst you'll get is a sprained arm.
I mean, Phoenix has a connection with the studios with the first game.
With
so
Will
might as well try.
Powers.
Yeah, like,
You could easily be a stunt double.
Only problem, remember, no, very few people from the original trilogy exist.
oh, that actually reminds me, is Olbeck dead at this point?
Maybe.
We're not sure.
That's
Well, okay, at this point, no, but 7 years later, who knows?
like there was a joke for the trailer for Spirit of Justice, but that again involved time travel and everything.
Yeah.
The boy should always have a trick or 2 in his pocket.
True.
That's another
yeah,
good
that's
movie
it.
line if I ever saw
That's
one.
it. Do that Oliver Twist song. Pick a pocket or 2.
Yeah.
That movie was actually
Okay, I'll think of something!
Yeah, watch Oliver Twist and get some inspiration from that. Just not from Food, Glorious Food. That'll make you that would kind of just remind you how bad your situation is.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy.
And then the next morning at 4 a.m. she would start waking up with pots and pans.
Welcome to the team, Daddy-O.
Oh boy, what have I
She
gotten
uses his
myself
cat to wake him up in the
into?
morning.
Oh, I could do a somewhat vague impression of it.
The
Wake up,
team,
Daddy, it's time to get up.
right. Team, right.
Can you imagine Phoenix just wakes up and sees this abomination in front of his face?
I have a question.
Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave
yes.
something behind.
Actually, never mind. I was about to try to ask what kind of court would allow an unemployed man to adopt a little girl, but this is his attorney, so...
To be fair, he probably got a job soon enough. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days.
It's just,
Well,
it's
who
just a shame.
wouldn't be?
It's just a shame that the entire situation behind this event was so contrived and full of horse shit.
Also,
Thinking
not to
back on
mention,
it was a pretty dark time in my life.
not to
And in the
mention,
series.
where the hell are Phoenix's friends in all this? Did they just abandon him?
Yeah.
Again, we already mentioned. Like, I grew as much as I can be annoyed by him. I refuse that Larry will leave Phoenix in this situation.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a combination of things. Takumi had to force Phoenix in, and because they were rushed for time, he couldn't retool the story to include other people.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, when Layton got Cat in his arms for the first time, as you'll see in the anime Dwibs, remember the maid from last chapter? She's the one who helped Layton take care of Cat as a baby. So basically, so why couldn't we have something similar here? Why couldn't we have Phoenix ask help to, I don't know?
Well, Lady Layton had 10 years to remember what not to do from this game.
Yeah, again, this game had a combination of things where Phoenix was a last-minute addition in sorts, and Takumi didn't have time to rewrite this to include a lot of the other cast because rushed for
I guess.
time.
And it's not like there'd be executive meddling in that game since, well, Pino owns the company.
True
You know, is
that.
the executive. So.
Anyway,
Yes,
Super Max.
have you ever heard someone executive meddle themselves? You'd
Bill-
accuse them of being paranoid.
It's
Bill
actually
Jemis.
more often than not, it's actually the opposite, Dwibs. Remember, like when asked about, oh, are you afraid that the PS3 version of Inokuni won't make any money because the DS version bombed? And he literally said, I don't care if it only sells 50,000 units, I just want to make it. So it's actually the opposite that happens. He allows his desire as a creator to go over the executive part of him. That's the problem.
So we'll see you for the next investigation part in part 55. So
See
Yeah.
everybody.
See ya.